e-commerce. Um, a few days ago, I stumbled upon a graphic that I'm about to show you, and it grabbed my attention right away. I actually, I think I saw it on Twitter, and it grabbed my attention. And then I started doing more research about the organization that put it out, because the logo was under the graph. The name of the organization is Right to Start. And it grabbed my attention so much, like I said, that I start doing a little more research about it. And I really like what the Right to Start movement it's all about. And I'm planning to get really involved with them in any capacity that it makes sense to us and for them. And I want to show you this graph to remind you, entrepreneurs out there, some of the challenges that you have already accomplished, some of the barriers that you have already accomplished when you decided to start your business. I know this has been a very difficult year for many of us because of the pandemic. It hasn't been easy for entrepreneurs. It hasn't been easy for small business owners. And but somehow, some way, we find the ways to keep moving forward. So let me remind you, because tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and of course we have to be very grateful for our health, the health of our loved ones, and the ability that we have to stay in business, during these challenging times. But just in case you forget or you have forgotten how you got to where you are, let me show you this graph real quick. So it's going to make a lot of sense to many of you out there. It's called the Swiss cheese model for how businesses are made. So as you can see, we all face personal and shared barriers. So under your personal barriers, so let me start with you have your idea, right? And then you're going to go through all these different barriers along the way. And like this graph says, each obstacle, the layers, has workarounds, the holes on these different layers. So multiple layers decrease success. Of course, not many entrepreneurs can make it. But if you go through all these layers and you can make it happen, then you have a viable business. So starting with some personal barriers are poor social networks, lack of role models, lack of applied skills, low savings and high debt. Those are some of your personal barriers. Then you have, and of course, some of you may have some poor healthcare, or many of us, because it's not like the best system that we have, and we have to navigate the healthcare system. Then you go into shared barriers like systemic biases, inefficient capital, low trust, risk adverse culture, policy and regulatory burdens. So as you can see, this is a really nice graph put together, or the modifications were made by Mr. Victor Hwang from the righttostart.org. And it made just so much sense to me when I look at this. So it's just a quick reminder for all of you out there, entrepreneurs, to remind you the different challenges that you have gone through in your business, the many different challenges that you have gone through in your business, and you are still in business, right? So as you can see, entrepreneurship is not for everyone, and we all know that. It's not easy to start a business. You just saw the different barriers that we have to go through, starting with our own personal barriers. I will probably add a couple more layers under the personal barriers, but I think the ones that are there are just like so important for you to overcome if you want to keep moving forward along the way until you get to the point where you have a viable business. But once you get to that point where you have a viable business, you create jobs, you contribute to the GDP, you create opportunities, you create wealth, and that's a reminder, for all our elected officials right now. We need to remind them the important role that entrepreneurs and small businesses play in America. This has been a very challenging year, and next one, it's gonna be as challenging, at least the first half of it. So we're hoping that elected officials can get together, cross the aisle, and support small businesses across the country. It is important, not just for the well being of our communities or of our families, our communities, but also for the country. And for those that have never been entrepreneurs and do not understand the different challenges that we have to go through, take a look at this graph that I just showed you so you can understand how difficult it is to move through all these barriers, but somehow, some way, we always make it happen. When you have that entrepreneurial spirit, to be honest with you, nothing can stop you because you are determined to make your dream happen. You have a passion that drives you through all the different obstacles that you can face in your life along the way to make that dream come true. For some, may take a shorter period of time than others, but at the end of the day, you can make things happen when you are determined to make that dream come true. So tomorrow, that is Thanksgiving, we all have to be very proud of the successes and the failures that we have faced along our entrepreneurial lifestyle, career, however you want to name it, and be grateful for what we have accomplished. And as you saw some of those barriers in that graph, and let me put it back again for those that are joining us a bit later so they know what we're talking about. So for poor social networks, you have many different ways to build a strong network around your business. Business associations like ours, like the U.S. Business Association of E-commerce, the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce, can open up opportunities for you and your business so you can overcome that barrier. For the lack of role models, you can find role models in your community. You can find role models in your life, in business associations, in your school, or in any different ways. You just have to pay attention to your environment and see who can help you out to keep moving forward through your different barriers. Or if you already went through all of this, role models that can help you to scale up your business. Lack of applied skills. I have always mentioned it before. It's important that you invest in yourself, in your personal development, because it's going to make you a better entrepreneur. You're going to have better equipped to go through all these challenges. And anytime that you have a barrier in front of you, you won't be limited by it. Low savings, high debt. It happens. We all have gone through that. But, you can find opportunities if you just keep pushing forward. The healthcare system, hopefully we will have a reform over the next few years. It looks promising with the new administration. So excited to see what President-elect Biden is going to put out there in regards to the healthcare system. We're always going to face systemic biases, but that's something that I guess is easy to deal with in comparison to the other stuff. Inefficient capital, of course, there are many different barriers to have access to capital. And last week we were talking about it with the special guest that we had, Mr. Mike Weinbach, which I invite you to watch that interview. So all these barriers, many different barriers. So if you are still in business after going through all those challenges, and you have had the opportunity to go through everything that this pandemic had thrown our way, you have to be very proud of yourself, and don't get discouraged because things are going to change soon, and we're going to go back to where we were before the pandemic. I mean, things won't be exactly the same, but what I'm saying is we're going to start gaining another good momentum after this pandemic, and businesses will start thriving around the country again. For those of you that are facing a lot of challenges right now, like I said, reach out to business associations like ours to see how we can help you out, in what capacity, who we can introduce you to, etc. So be grateful. Tomorrow is a very special day. We won't be able to celebrate it as usual, with all of our families, and family and friends, but definitely special because we're healthy. We can still think and be smart about the moves that we make. Keep reading, keep investing in you, and be prepared for the new wave that is coming. Right now, it's challenging. I know, I understand that. It hasn't been easy for many small businesses across the country, but we have to stay in this together, help each other one way or another, and we need to keep moving forward. So, happy Thanksgiving to all the entrepreneurs out there. I totally relate to your stories of success and failures because we have had our share too, and we're very grateful to have what we have, and we look forward for what it's coming, but it's not going to be coming for free, so we have to work for it. So we are going to have to keep moving forward through different barriers until we get to that other side of the spectrum of the journey, where we have these well, there are always going to be challenges in business, but at least won't be as difficult as they are right now for some of you. But anyways, stay focused, be grateful, be humble. Blessings to all of you and your families. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day tomorrow. I'm extremely grateful for all of you, for your support, for encouraging us to keep moving forward with the programs, the services that we have to offer. And I want you to know that you have a friend in me, and our association will do everything that it can to keep supporting entrepreneurs across the country. We understand where you're coming from. We understand how hard it is to launch a business and to stay in business. So we're in this together. We have access to some resources that we put them out to our members and the people that follow our uh, associations. So thank you again, everyone. Thank you so much. Very grateful for all of you, the good and the bad, even the haters, we're grateful for you too, because you motivate us to keep moving forward. There isn't a better way to prove anyone that you are good and that you are doing good for the community that with results. So we are very results driven. We stay focused. We love what we do. And we're going to keep doing it for as long as we have that passion and that entrepreneurial spirit for what we're doing for a long time. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. And if I don't have the opportunity to deliver a message tomorrow, which I want to do it in Spanish tomorrow, that's my plan. But I'm gonna be cooking, so I'm gonna see if I can like sneak away for a little bit so I can connect with you guys. So thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the holiday. Blessings to you and your family. Thank you.